Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 SR diesel. It's a 2015 car, so it's got the facelift, which is really sought after on these vehicles. It really did make a difference to the look of the car. This car's covered just 59,000 miles, finished in silver, as you can see, with a black leather interior. It's in lovely condition. Just to go around the car for you, front of the car, lights and lenses there, clear, intact, without any cracks or condensation. Bonnet, very good, just tiny little stone chips, but far fewer than you expect on this age. Near side, lovely and smooth in the panel work. Come around the back of the car. Get the smoked glass on these later ones with the slightly darker lenses and the little diffuser at the back. Again, very clean generally, just the odd sort of light entry mark that you naturally pick up over the years, but nothing really to write home about. Offside, driver's side, again, very, very clean in the panels. It is a very, very nice car, this one, I have to say. As I said, I mean, there will be the odd minor imperfection, which you're bound to find on a 7-year-old car, but they are few and far between. It's coming to the back of the car now, absolutely enormous boot. Fabrics have been kept very nicely in there as well. Coming into the back, wide opening rear doors. Normally Civics are very heavily used in the back, so they're basically essentially family cars. But this one has been given a far more gentle life than most of its type, because the leatherwork and the carpets are really nice. Coming on the passenger side front, again, all very clean and tidy. Passenger seat been given minimal use. Coming on the passenger side now, driver's side rather, again, really clean and tidy. Footwear is really clean. There is, by the way, a driver's mat, so I apologise, I forgot to put it in, but I will make sure it is in the car when someone comes to see it, but that's very clean. Inside the car now, as always, the engine's running, so the dash is seen illuminated. Dashboard looks pretty much as new, in all honesty. Sat nav, you can see, working absolutely perfectly. Put the car into reverse, got that lovely clear gridded parking camera. It's been kept really very nicely. And just to come up back here, you can see one of the best dash designs you'll ever see. It's absolutely stunning, I have to say. And there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. And just to quickly pan in there for you, hopefully you can see 59,046 miles currently recorded. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 SR diesel. Car's registered LC15OZO, and with a mileage of just 59,046 recorded. The reason for all of our videos, and especially actually this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone is online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the very car advertised in operation. The reason we feel it's important is because, like, you know, so many people out there who've been to see cars, unfortunately, which have looked perfectly good in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out it's got an obvious fault that shows up whilst you drive the car. So hence that's why we do it. So coming to the car itself, starting with the engine, it's the best place to start with a Honda. Engine starts instantly, settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And temperature gauge is running as a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. And the car's been running for quite some time now. The engines are absolutely superb diesel engines. It does all the things you'd expect of a Honda, in the sense that it's incredibly reliable with just normal regular maintenance. They are just a lovely engine to use as well, day in, day out. It's just got the power delivery is broad across the rev band, it's tractable, it pulls some low revs. It's incredibly economical. You're looking at, I mean, I've owned numerous of these, so I say it from experience. You know, when I'm doing my kind of shorter trips, I tend to be around 60 to the gallon. when I'm on a longer trip, if I'm just cruising down the A road down to Dorset, which I do on a regular basis, then I'll be exceeding 70 miles per gallon. So it is very, very economical, I have to say. So I'll just wait for this lady to. Oops, do what she needs to do. Right, there we go. So yeah, I mean, the engines have always been the strong point of any Honda car, and this is no different. And the economy, by the way, comes relatively easily to the car. It's not one of those cars where you've got to really nurse it, but obviously smooth driving always helps. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox on the car. Clutch on the car is absolutely perfect. It's smooth in operation. Bike point is exactly where it's meant to be. The gearbox, 6-speed gearbox, of course. Again, it's Honda renowned for their gearboxes, not only in terms of reliability, but the quality of gear change. And this one's no different, because Honda put a huge amount of effort into making sure that all of the controls that you touch inside their cars have a really nice engineered tactile feel to them. And it's not just skin deep, it's got really sort of depth of engineering, because basically most front wheel drive cars will be joined to the gearbox underneath, not by directly, but by cables, as in this case. Unfortunately, that means you find that a lot of manufacturers end up giving you kind of light, lifeless, vague gear changes, which I hate. Honda put a lot of effort, as I said. The gear change quality is superb. It's got a clunk kind of action. It feels satisfying, feels engineered, which it is, and it's just so precise. You can't miss a gear if you're just driving at that speed as well. And that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. There's just zero wear on it at all. So I should point out, I don't normally do my videos on this route, but they're doing some roadworks where we are, so this is slightly more slightly alien to me in this case. So coming to the steering of the car, again, it's this generation, the last generation, sort of built off a very similar platform actually. So I'll try and get around this a second. What they give you, because basically, what you're looking for in a family hatch is, a smooth, comfortable way to get you and your family from A to B. Unfortunately, that also means that some manufacturers end up giving you a car which, can be nice, ride comfortably, but when you go through corners, they just kind of feel, just loose and woolly. This one, it all starts with the steering, because this section of the road is lovely. When you turn in, minimal turn of the steering wheel, it just absolutely flows. It is one of the nicest chassis you'll ever drive. It really is. The car stays very flat, the steering's got a lovely weighting to it, it's pinpoint accurate as well. It also tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit actually. And the suspension itself, as I said, you've got that lovely sort of balance between the ride and the handling. There's also absolutely no kind of rattles or clonks coming from underneath the vehicle that shouldn't be there, so it all feels incredibly tight and taut on the road. I will get up to speed and give the brakes a shove, but the chap in front has decided he wants to go at a fairly leisurely pace. See if he turns off. If not, I'll just drop back and do that in a second. There we go. That sneaky feeling they might not have known quite where they were going. Right, let's go to a bit of speed and give the brakes a bit of a shove. I know the brakes are good, we've checked them anyway, but it's just for a kind of demonstration. We'll give them a good shove now. Lovely brake pedal on the car, it's solid, there's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the pedal. It's all in very, very fine order. Finally coming inside the car, I readily admit, I always say this in the videos, I am biased. I love this interior, but not everybody does. It is a your classic kind of Marmite interior. But what I love about it is the fact that it dares to be different, but it's not different just for show. The whole point of it is to give you, ease of operation, ergonomics are absolutely sensational in the car. So I'm just going to swing that there. So I told you I was getting. When you go on a different route, it really does throw you, unfortunately. It's just got this sweeping dash design with the two-tier setup, but it works brilliantly because, first and foremost, it's there to give you information. The most conventional part is this centre stack here. So you've got the sat nav working perfectly, dual zone climate control, so you can have different temperatures side to side if you so wish, and that pumps out lovely cold air. We tried that in a nice warm workshop earlier. Heated seats, again, working exactly as they should. But then this two-tier design is so clever. Basically, the upper deck is giving the information you look at on a more regular basis. So information pod on the left. So if I was to change my fan speed, say, you've got a small display down there, but a much bigger one high up, and it does other things as well, so radio changes, that kind of thing. But then you've got the most commonly looked at piece of information, which is your speed. So basically, there, clear as day, is a digital display telling me exactly the speed I'm going at. It means I can keep my eyes on the road at all times without looking down, because that moment of looking down can be the difference between obviously having an accident or not having an accident. It is genius in the way it does it, I have to say. Down below that, you've got a more conventional pod of 3 dials. Your big rev counter flanked either side by the temperature and fuel gauges, and then you've got this lovely sporty leather-bound steering wheel, which feels absolutely fantastic in hand. And like the rest of the interior, it's in absolutely superb condition. It really is. What videos never get across, or can't get across, of course, is build quality. They are brilliantly put together cars, they really are. As I said at the start of the video, and I apologise, it's slightly odd this one, going down this different road, it does throw me a little bit. It drives perfectly, it drives absolutely beautifully.